I most recently edited the July 16 My Dinner video project in Camtasia 2019 during the late evening and early night hours. As of now, I'm done editing that video project. I did this after the July 15 My Dinner video project file finished uploading to my YouTube channel. Primarily while me and my mom were swimming in our in-ground pool. I recall I was in there roughly from 4:20 p.m. to 5:40 p.m. When I went in our pool, I recall the water was only a little cold for a handful of seconds. And then after a while, it felt a little warm. I recall it was around 81 degrees Fahrenheit when I went in our pool around 4:20 p.m. after I started uploading the July 15 My Dinner video project file. After I finished editing that video project in Camtasia 2019, during the mid to late afternoon hours, and then Camtasia 2019 finished rendering it into a 1080p quality MP4 file. While we were in our in-ground pool, me and my mom did some swimming. Sometimes doing a lap around the outer perimeter of the pool's water, and other times racing each other in a friendly, not serious way from the shallow end to the deep end and then back again. I recall during some of those races, a floating chlorine dispenser with a rubber ducky top would be in my way. and I would have to kind of stop my momentum for a bit to push it out of my way, usually to the right. I went swimming without any equipment, so sometimes I would get pool water in my eyes, and or my mouth and nose. But in those cases, it was just a brief inconvenience. Towards the end of my time in our in-ground pool today, my mom got out of the pool to get a years-old pair of default swimming goggles. But after she washed and dried that pair of swimming goggles, they split in half when she stretched them out so they could fit my head. This was while she was still on the concrete flooring that makes up the pool area outside of the in-ground pool itself. This concrete flooring is surrounded by a black metal fence of thin rods with gaps between each other of, I recall, roughly 4 or so inches. We had a bit of a laugh of that old pair of default swimming goggles splitting in half. It seems we'll have to get a new pair for me. If I want to do some more consistent and intense swimming in the future. Around 7 p.m. I had, with 2 ribeye steaks and some prepared frozen peas and carrots cut into little cubes, a glass of whole milk, just like I'm having right now. With both of those glasses being made of glass and looking exactly alike. My mom prepared both the 2 ribeye steaks and the frozen peas and carrots for me, and I cut the ribeye steaks, and then waited roughly 10 minutes so my mom could join me. We made some conversation. Though my mom had something else from what I had then. My mom picked me up from my dad's place around 1 p.m. I recall waking up for the last time today around 11:30 in the morning. After going to bed around 5 in the morning, falling asleep within half an hour of that, and briefly waking up around 10 in the morning, but I fell back asleep in less than a minute. Both times I woke up naturally. Around noon, I had with my first cup of coffee today a leftover slice of rhubarb pie my dad's mom made some days back and then gave to my dad. Even though rhubarb pie isn't really consistent with what I prefer to eat these days, trying to follow a keto diet, I decided to have that slice of leftover rhubarb pie so it wouldn't be wasted. My mom picked me up from my dad's place after I successfully called her around 12:30 p.m. I didn't have time to have a second cup of plain coffee at my dad's place, but I instead had that second cup of plain coffee at my mom's place. I recall early in my time in our in-ground pool today, I sipped at a small aluminum can of low sodium V8 branded vegetable juice. It tasted good. Taking sips of that small aluminum can a V8 branded low sodium vegetable juice in between doing some swimming. Primarily laps around the outer perimeter of the water at that time. And then later on, it was a combination of those laps and friendly and non-serious shallow end to deep end and then back again races with my mom. Each time with a very brief pause before swimming back from the deep end. I recall we both encouraged each other a little to swim, as generally, if one of us started swimming, then the other would start swimming too. It was an enjoyable experience. I recall I also worked on editing the July 15 My Dinner video project in Camtasia 2019 while at my dad's place, but not much. I'm currently 9 My Dinner videos behind, but I'm hoping to change that soon. I recall within the first 45 minutes after my mom drove me to her place, we worked together to reestablish my work area between the living room and the kitchen at my mom's place. This work area consists of a black sofa with some blankets and towels on it, though primarily blankets, and 2 square glass end tables with legs made out of wood. And these 2 glass end tables are placed right next to each other to create a sort of glass long table, with those 2 glass end tables touching each other horizontally on one side. The glass part of them, anyway. Not the wooden legs. And it was there that I finished the editing for the July 15 and July 16 My Dinner video projects on Camtasia 2019.